Bavarci znajo. Dokaz za to pa seveda ni zgolj tale motocikl, čeprav daleč od resnice ne bi bili. Če samo pogledamo konstrukcijo tega motocikla, nekatere detajle in pa predvsem dejstvo, da so se zgledovali po zgodovinskih modelih, ter na vse zadnje pogledamo tudi ta napis tu zgoraj, potem je povedano vse. Ampak, da bo pravici in predvsem zgodovini zadoščeno, se za začetek vseeno vrnimo malce nazaj. V čase, ko svet še ni bil kaj prida motoriziran in je bilo prostora za inovacije še več kot na pretek. Ali drugače povedano, zgodovinsko kolo bomo zavrteli točno 100 let nazaj.
Tako smo se odpravili v nemški München in obiskali BMW-jev muzej, kjer so nam do potankosti predstavili zgodovino BMW-jevih motociklov. Za začetek nas je najprej zanimalo, kaj je BMW sploh navdihnilo, da je vstopil v motociklistično industrijo, kakšni so bili njihovi začetki in seveda prvi model.
BMW started as a company producing airplane engines. And after World War I in Germany, it was not allowed to produce airplanes in Germany anymore. So there was no need for airplane engines. And BMW had to find new business fields. They tried to transfer these engines into boats and trucks, but it didn't work so well. So they decided to develop a small engine for motorcycles, which was a 500cc boxer engine. After they developed this small boxer engine, the name was M2B15, they started selling this engine to other motorcycle companies in Germany. At that time, the biggest company was Victoria. They used this engine for their own motorcycle. What is funny from the BMW point of view is that they put the boxer engine in the, for us, wrong direction, and they used this interesting final drive, the leather belt. And this didn't make the motorcycle so reliable, and this is one of the differences to the R32. After selling motorcycle engines to other companies, BMW started to develop their own motorcycle, which is the R32. And the first step from the BMW point of view is that you put the boxer engine in the right position. The right position for BMW motorcycles for the boxer engine is like this. And then you could combine this directly with a gearbox, no transmission in between, and then you have a shaft drive to the rear wheel. So you have a very reliable engine. Everything like the valves is covered. You have to say this is not one of the strongest motorcycles in the market in 1923. It was one of the most expensive. And this BMW could do because it was very modern and very reliable. You could order, in addition, accessory package, which was with electric light, which was a real innovation in those days. Other companies used explosive gas to light the front and the rear light. You have also an electric rear light. You could also order, this is not on this bike, you could also order an electric horn and a speedometer. And this is the same what we do today with our Boxer, or with all BMW motorcycles. You can have a base motorcycle and then you can choose a lot of accessory parts. So this business started with the very first motorcycle.
Zanimivo je, da so se pri BMW-ju že na začetku svoje motociklistične ere odločili za drugačen pogonski agregat, ki pa ga ohranjajo še danes.
They started the motorcycle business with this engine. It's called the M2B15. Started in 1920, and it's the Boxer engine, which is famous at BMW motorcycles. You have a very good cooling. You have a very low center of gravity, and you can access all the parts for maintenance very easy. This is the concept BMW have chosen in 1920, and this concept still works today, more than 100 years later, here we have one of the latest Boxer generation, the 1250cc version, with all the technology you have to have today. For example, here the camshaft technology. But in general, the concept is still the same, with the same advantages we had in 1920.
Ko se obračamo v zgodovino, ne moremo mimo druge svetovne vojne. Ta je za mnoge znamke in svetovno industrijo nasploh prinesla velik proizvodni zasuk. Kako pa je vojna vplivala na BMW-jevo proizvodnjo motociklov?
BMW as a company focused mainly on the production of airplane engine for fighter planes, and the smaller part of the business, the motorcycle production, was reduced to motorcycles for military use, mostly sidecar motorcycles. And together with this, they moved the production from Munich to Eisenach, which is north of Munich, in the later Soviet occupation zone. And in 1942 this happened, and they created a motorcycle, the R75, which was only designed for military use. And this is what happened until 1945, and after that Germany lost the war, and it was forbidden to produce motorcycles for a period of 3 years after the Second World War.
Čeprav so nekatere znamke trgu ponudile motocikle prej kot BMW, pa je bavarska znamka kot prva svetu ponudila številne tehnološke inovacije.
Telescopic front fork, and BMW launched in 1935 the R12 and R17 motorcycles, which were the first serious motorcycles with this front suspension concept, the telescopic front fork. That was a world first created by BMW. Yeah, here you can see the 1988 K1, which has some of the major innovations of BMW motorcycle technology. For example, one of the world first innovations of BMW was the ABS system for the brakes. Another big innovation in these motorcycles is the catalytic converter. This was one of the first motorcycles equipped with this. Also, in combination with electronic engine management, this was also a world first of BMW.
BMW-jevi motocikli so del obvezne opreme marsikatere policijske postaje. In to ne samo nemške, saj bavarske motocikle vozijo pravzaprav po vsem svetu. In to že vrsto let.
BMW started selling motorcycles to authorities like police, like military, postal service, and so on before World War II in the early years. In the 1960s, the motorcycle market was really not existing anymore, and the police or authority business was something which saved the motorcycle business of BMW. We sell motorcycles to police or other authorities in more than 100 countries on the world. And here you can see two examples. This is the version of a K75 from the 90s for the German police. And here you can see the 1150 RT for the California Highway Patrol. The business is so important that we have in our Berlin plant a separate production line for police authority bikes. And we sell the complete package, radio with the signal lights and so on. Also the stuff for the policeman, the riding gear, we sell the helmet. So you get the complete package, which is unique on the world.
Ponudba BMW-jevih motociklov je res izjemna. Na cestah pa vendarle izstopajo BMW-jevi potovalni in avanturistični motocikli. Kako so se ti modeli razvili in zakaj so tako priljubljeni?
In the end of the 70s, there were some big discussion about the motorcycle business of BMW, if they should continue or close or something like that, because, for example, the engine was at that time a little bit old-fashioned. We had this two-cylinder Boxer engine, and competitors from Japan, four-cylinder motorcycles with a lot of power, much more power than BMW had. With the Boxer engine, and so there was a problem with the model range of BMW. And successor like they were thinking of the Boxer engine was not ready yet, so they had to have a quick solution. And then they did something brilliant. They created a new market segment, what we call today the adventure bikes. At BMW it's called the GS. At that time it was G/S. This was brilliant because there were not so many new parts developed for this motorcycle. For example, there was an existing frame, an already existing engine. The telescopic front fork was a little bit modified, was more or less a serial part. They created a tank, a seat, and the monolever swing arm, which was an innovation for BMW. But in general, the development of this was not so expensive, and it was quite quick. And what was brilliant in this new segment, this old-fashioned engine was the strongest one in the segment. The competitors were Japanese single cylinders with 500 cc's. They had about 30, a little bit more than 30 horsepower, and the BMW had 50 horsepower.
Za konec pa se dotaknimo še športne oziroma dirkaške zgodovine.
It started from the early beginning with launching the first motorcycle. But one of our biggest success were winning the tourist trophy on the Isle of Man. This happened in 1939. The motorcycle rider was Georg Meyer. Everyone called him George Meyer. And he was the first non-British rider on a non-British motorcycle winning the senior class of the tourist trophy. And this is the motorcycle. It's for those days a very strong motorcycle with a supercharged Boxer engine. It had around about 60 horsepower in the strongest version, and very light, very good suspension, and an excellent rider. This was one of our biggest successes in motorsport racing. And 75 years later, we did this again with the S1000RR, one of the iconic motorcycles in the area past 2000. And Michael Dunlop did this again, what George Meyer started, winning the senior class of the tourist trophy on Isle of Man.
BMW-jeva zgodovina je več kot zanimiva. Ampak boste rekli, tako je v Nemčiji, kjer je BMW doma. Zato nas je seveda zanimalo, kako je z BMW-jevimi motocikli v Sloveniji, oziroma se tudi pri nas najde kakšen res star bavarski veteran.
Tudi v Sloveniji se najde precej starih motociklov. Izstopa pa gospod Matjaž Lesjak, ki se lahko pohvali za res lepo zbirko.
Za začetek, od kje izvira ljubezen do motociklov?
Glede na to, da sem jaz doma na kmetiji in da motorjev na kmetiji ni, moram reči, da mi je to ljubezen dal moj oče. Moj oče je bil velik ljubitelj motociklizma in je že, moram reči, da v njegovih ranih letih, že pri 16 letih imel puha.
Koliko motociklov ste največ imeli in koliko jih imate trenutno?
30 motociklov. Imel sem že tudi več. Moram reči, da sem tiste, ki so praktično bili samo za številko odprodal, pa sem potem kupil, rečemo, enega boljšega, obnavljal in tako dalje. Moj prvi motor je bil R25/3. Oče mi ga pa je kupil v 4. razredu osnovne šole. Potem sem dobesedno malo zgubil stik, sem kupoval razne cindape, DKV-je, Horekse, predvsem, ker moj oče je imel skozi Horekse, pa sem delal na Horeksih, še danes je videti par komadov tukaj. Potem pa sem videl, da je ne samo ljubezen, mora biti tudi neki ekonomske računice v zadevah. In moram reči, da je dobrih 10-12 let nazaj kupil svojega prvega resnega BMW-ja. Ja, moj najstarejši motocikl je tale, BMW R63 in je iz leta 1928.
Če se računica izide, je tale motor star približno 95 let. Verjetno pot do njega ni bila lahka.
Ja, moram reči, da pot do njega ni bila tako težka, kolikor je bil v škatlah, računica ni bila lahka. Jaz sem ga pred dobrim 10 letim kupil od mojega dobrega prijatelja Hansa v Nemčiji. Hans pa ga je kupil v Grčiji. Naposled se je zvedlo, da je to motor od Hansovega soseda, ki je bil prodan 52. leta Grku, ki je v njihovi ulici imel gostilno.
Nam lahko zaupate, je tale čudovit BMW R63 na prodaj oziroma koliko bi moral kupec ponuditi, da bi vam ga speljal?
Moram reči, da bi s temnem mogoče pa jaz užival na svojo jesen življenja in ga bom pustil doma.
Zdaj pa se iz zanimive zgodovine vrnimo še malo v sedanjost. Samo Trpin je v Sloveniji zadolžen za motocikle znamke BMW. Hkrati kot inštruktor do obisti pozna tehniko, vozne zmogljivosti in razkošje BMW-jevih motociklov. Če so nekoč BMW-jevi motocikli oziroma kar vsi motocikli nasploh ponujali bore malo varnostnih elementov, je zdaj drugače.
Danes nudimo ABS, ki je popolnjen do potankosti. Sama teža se je zmanjšala za več kot 11 kg. Omogočamo tudi asistenčne sisteme, kot so aktivni radarski tempomat, sistem proti spodrsavanju kolesa, spreminjamo samo način delovanja celotne elektronike z pritiskom na en gumb, odzivnost plina, delovanje ABS-a, delovanje sistema proti spodrsavanju, tako da tehnika je šla močno naprej.
Ampak ali povprečen voznik sploh ve, katere asistenčne sisteme njegov motocikel ima in kje mu pridejo prav?
Da za vso uporabo teh asistenčnih sistemov, pravilno uporabo ABS-a in samih sistemov, ki so na motociklu, je bil pa BMW eden izmed prvih, če ne prvi, ki je nudil za vse uporabnike tudi trening varne vožnje.
Marsikje v Sloveniji pa se zdi, da še toliko bolj. Se kupci zaljubijo v znamko in ji ostanejo zvesti skozi desetletja. Zato ne čudi, da se lastniki BMW-jevih avtomobilov ob ideji za nakup motocikla zavestno oziroma logično odločijo za znamko BMW. Kje pa naj začnejo?
Treba je vedeti, tako kot pri vsaki stvari, da se odločijo za tisto oziroma za motorno kolo, ki je primerno njim in za njihove želje in potrebe. Želje so včasih prevelike, ljudje kupujejo oziroma kupijo napačen motocikel. Mi jih nekako probamo usmeriti v pravilno izbiro motocikla na način, da jim damo možnost testiranja motorja, ki si ga želijo, prisluhnimo njihovim željam in potrebam in tako poizkušamo, da je stranka kar se da najbolj zadovoljna pri izbiri svojega motocikla.
V Avtomobilnosti smo lani že predstavili dopolnitev že tako bogate ponudbe. R18 je poseben model za posebne ljudi. Je osvojil tudi slovenske kupce ali smo po načelu navada je železna srajca Slovenci še vedno zavezani preizkušenim modelom?
Ja, R18 stopa popolnoma v nov star segment, kot smo že nekoč bili z R1200C modelom. Nekdo, ki vozi GS-a, ne bo stopil v popolnoma drug segment. Ampak počasi se v celem svetu prebuja ta zavest, da tudi BMW ponuja nekaj posebnega.
Za konec se seveda ne moremo izogniti vprašanju, kakšna je električna prihodnost pri motociklih znamke BMW.
Imamo že električni skuter, ki je predvsem mišljen na urbano mobilnost. Predstavili smo pravkar nek popolnoma nov oziroma ustvarjamo nov segment mini električnega urbanega skuterja, motorja, križanca, ki cilja predvsem na mlade generacije.
A glede na to, da je bil prispevek posvečen zgodovini in ne prihodnosti, bomo na tem mestu zaključili. Dodamo lahko le še to, da težko verjamemo, da bo prihodnjih 100 let tako zanimivih, kot je bilo teh, ki smo vam jih tokrat predstavili. Pa četudi bodo leta, ki prihajajo električna oziroma kakršnakoli že.